Won't you be my dumpster fire fuck tonight? Come on, baby, we can burn the city to the ground. Anyways, speaking of, well, all that. No, the last time I made a clip about the book, I was kind of in a weird place because what was happening was there was so much stuff I wanted to get in. I mean, I had to talk about Ollie, I had to talk about Gene, I had to talk about the letter, I had to talk about all this stuff. Anyways, I kind of went ham today and just did it because before everything was just kind of here or there. Now, one of the problems is, and I don't know how this is going to come off reading it, but a lot of the stories have tidbits of the information that I did in this new story that I just wrote, this new chapter. Well, actually, it's not really a chapter, but it's like a series of little chapters, if you will, or whatever. So, I guess, hopefully, and I hope it plays out as you read it. I'll have to go through it, but what I tried to do was tell the actual story and then enlighten a little bit more into the story as other stories play out. So in other words, there's like moments where I'm like, I refer back to this particular story that I just wrote, because the way it was before, it's like, okay, Jean moved out, blah blah blah, but I didn't really tell the whole story about how she moved out. Or Ollie died, I didn't really tell the whole story about how Ollie died. So I kind of went back and did that. And yesterday's clip was I was a little disheartened because it was like, it just, shit wasn't, things just were not falling into place like I wanted them to be. Well, after I did this story, and I was fighting with this fucking battery, holy shit. Dude, I'm already down to 65%. I've been working for maybe an hour, and I'm down to 65%. It pisses me off, but whatever. Anyways, as I was going through, I added a couple extra stories, and I'm really happy the way it turned out so far. I have part one pretty much solid. I'm very happy with the way it played out. And because it goes into this really interesting transition, which I'll get into in a minute, but I ended up finding Dale T's reply to Gene. Now, I was thinking of doing like a funny title, but I think for the two letters, I'm just going to be like right now I've got just a very simple title. And I think I'll stick with simple because I want them both to be kind of like part one and part two. So in other words, you got Dale T's handwritten letter to Gene, and there's going to be Gene's handwritten letter to Dale T. Okay. And I am so fucking glad I took a picture of that shit. I am so fucking glad that I documented everything, because I knew a book was coming. I knew it was. I saw it coming. I saw the shit coming. So, yeah, what I did is I took the photograph of the letter that I had made and I transcribed it. And simply by changing the text to a handwritten text, like font, dude, it's fucking amazing. A simple tweak like that is just simply fucking amazing. And then you do the same thing with Gene, the handwritten letter in the handwritten text. I was gonna try the chalk. They have a chalk version where it looks like you wrote on a chalkboard. I may try that one too, but this, I swear to God, this one is almost like Dale T's handwriting. It's not even fucking funny. Of course, he's illiterate in the first place, which I am not one to talk. Like he capitalizes certain things, and like I'm not a good writer as far as like physically writing, because I do the same thing. Like I'll capitalize like the word to, and it's capitalized, and shit like that. So I went back painstakingly, although it wasn't that long. His wasn't that long. Hers was like 3 fucking pages, because she was, in fact, I've only transcribed about a page of that shit. I still got another 2 pages, and that's because you gotta understand, I gotta go word for word, because it's like, and these motherfuckers none of them use punctuation, and none of these motherfuckers using capitalization. I mean, at least I got capitalization down. You as my editor can piss and complain and be like, comma here or there, but there is a difference between a comma here or there versus every other word is maybe capitalized, maybe not capitalized. Maybe it's a name, maybe it's a capital, maybe it's not. Okay. So, whatever. Anyways, so let me read this to you. Dale T's handwritten letter. Gene, this is hard to write, but I must. You know Betsy and I are getting married. I see no way for you both living in the same house. I can't afford the house and the apartment. We need to live our separate lives, her, Peter, and me. So I must ask you to find a new place to live. You have time to look, though. I know this is hard for you, but I hope you understand. Dale. That in of itself is fucking... Oh my god, I'm so glad I saved all this shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm so glad I saved all this shit. And I'm telling you right now, because then it transitions into Gene's last day with us, and that is fucking phenomenal. And then after that will be Gene's letter to Dale T. Oh my god, I'm very, very fucking happy with what's going on here. Like, really up the ass, bend me over sideways with a fucking grin, happy. Just, hold on one second. Dale T's letter. Okay. Now, I'm going to read through the table of contents once more. Okay, so we have the prologue, which is Life and Death, a story about Clifford and Take Care of the Boy. And then I did prologue 2. I did change that. I changed it because that was chapter 1. I did not want that as chapter 1. I want it as a prologue. And I know there's 2 prologues, and I know it's not customary to have 2. I don't give a fuck. It's my book, my world, my rules. Fuck you. So it's prologue 2, and I put in parentheses because why the hell not? Where did my life go wrong? Part 2, again, part 1. Part 1 was the epilogue, the ending part of book 2. So now you got part 2 in the beginning of this, whatever. Let's see. Prologue 2, because why the hell not? Where did my life go wrong? Part 2, the day I fell into the septic tank and almost died. And that's a great fucking story, by the way. Let's see, part 1, love lies and family ties that unbind. Because again, the whole premise of this is we're starting out kind of normal, just every day, the woman's dead, this is life as we know it, and then, oh, Dale T's gonna get hooked up with this shack woman and this Camden whore, and then blah, 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 and then he's gonna move out, and blah, 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 and then everything kind of falls apart, and it was just so great, really, really great, like, it's really good feeling that, because the way it was set up before, everything was just kind of in pieces, and then I kind of glued it all together, and now it's like a semi-coherent, cohesive thought, and I appreciate that fact. So anyways, the first story is going out to dinner with Dale T. Just a random story, just start off the chapter, first chapter, just a random, again, this is life without the old woman. Dale T and I are just going out to lunch, and of course there's always something going to happen, as we do, so whatever. Now, I don't know how I feel about this title right where it is, because I remember doing more to this story, and I can't seem to find that copy of it. It pisses me off. Although this copy that I had may have been the one I remember, but whatever. But anyways, it's called A Gold Digger's Guide to Getting the Most Out of Life, Learning How to Drain the Lifeblood from an Idiotic Little Man and His Pathetic Family, while still being able to sleep at night. I love these like super long idiotic fucking chapter titles. I don't know why. I do that a couple times. I admit that. Just like word salad faggotry shit. It's just like Sarah Palin would have a field day with this shit. And I basically talk about going up to my grandmother's, etc., etc. And what's interesting, I'm gonna have to go back and read that one in conjunction with the next story, which is The Day My Father's Fornication Destroyed Us All. And that's the one I just wrote. Actually, that one, let's see, 1, 2, 3, I did 4 other little mini stories after that. Technically, I guess they could all be like sub stories, but whatever. I'm just gonna leave them as actual chapters. Now, some of them are only like a page and a half long, but whatever. You can diddle with that when you get to it. So I kind of gloss over that we're up there because we got to put my mother in the ground, blah, blah, blah. And then when I get into Dale T's fornication that destroyed us all, I then go back and actually tell the full story. So again, I want to read through it and just to see where it plays out, because if you take them individually as stories, they kind of harken back to this one specific section that I did, or I kind of laid everything out. So there's hints here, hints there, and so I don't know how that will play out. It might be really good. It might be kind of like, okay, you talked about that before. So I'm not sure about that, but whatever. We'll get into that later. So we got the Gold Digger's Guide, and that's where he informs me that he's going to be dating. And then My Father's Fornication Destroyed Us All is when he then took off and didn't come home that one night. Dude, he took off like 6 o'clock at night, like after coming home from work. And the man, basically, once he's home from work, that's it. He ain't going anywhere unless it's like church night on Wednesday or some shit, or Sunday night. Of course, he didn't really work Sundays, but, you know, whatever. Anyways. So, yeah, so I talk about all that stuff. And then I talk about when he actually moved the fuck out. He actually moved out for a year. So we have The Day My Father's Fornication Destroyed Us All, which is kind of like a... And I'm playing up this, you know, we're going to war, because I ended the one like, okay, this is war, this means war kind of a thing, and I refer to Gene as a general, like one of the first generals to get taken out on the battlefield. So there's like this little general shit, war type crap going on, which is kind of interesting. I'm going to play that up maybe a little bit more, especially with Ollie and whatever. So, okay, so we have The Day My Father's Fornication Destroyed Us All, followed by The Day My Father Took Off, abandoning me, leaving me for dead, with only a hope and a dream in my heart. Which was basically to be left the fuck alone. Whatever. And again, these can all be tweaked for the most part. This just... a lot of these titles were just placeholders, to be honest with you. Hold on, let me... Backspace, 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 backspace. Let me add a little ditty there. Boop. Okay, anyways. Actually, no. Whatever, fuck, who cares? Only a dream in my heart. Okay, so there's that one. Which again, so now he told us that he was going to hook up with the old woman, the Hobbit, basically. Oh, and I want to keep the Hobbit theme in mind, because the next story, I really like this title just because it's, but I like it, not that it's a good title, but I just like kind of where I was going with it, but whatever. So we have the Gold Digger's Guide, where he informs us that he's been propositioned. And then we have The Day My Father's Fornication Destroyed Us, is when he actually went and engaged in said proposition. And then he took off, which was like less than a month later, where he literally left the house for a full fucking year. And then after that, and this is the title that I like, because again, we got the whole Hobbit theme going. He did it for the cupboards and the glory of Mordor's riches. I love that title. I don't know why. I don't know if it's a great title. He did it for the cupboards and the glory of Mordor's riches. In other words, she had a settlement, a divorce settlement. And now, I am iffy about this because I understand the whole atmosphere of, you know, people getting triggered and shit, but it needs to work, and it has to go in there. I need to use the word nigger rich, or the term nigger rich. Now, I put in nigger rich with, you know, Nigga, so. Because basically that's what Dale T was doing. He was acting nigger rich. There's no getting around that fact. There's no nice way to say that. And I even mentioned in there that I didn't like using a racial slur, but it totally fit, and you gotta go with it. So I can understand you're probably going to get a little uppity about that, but it totally fits. I mean, I essentially went on and said he was, you know, basically spending somebody else's credit card, which is the definition of nigger rich, but whatever. And whatever. Anyways, so yeah, he did it for the cupboards and the glory of Mordor's riches. I fucking love that title. I just do. I love that title because the whole Mordor Hobbit thing. I want to watch two of those again. Damn it. I want to watch Lord of the Rings, and yes, I'll even watch the Hobbit shit at the beginning. I'll watch all 6 movies, and I also want to do Batman. I want to go through the Dark Knight series again, but whatever. That's neither here nor there. Anyways, and then we have this one's really annoying to me. Ollie the Wonder Dog is no more. The loss of a good friend, and. Again, the thing that pissed me off most about that situation was, yes, Ollie was old, he was cranky, he was a bastard, he was a bastard dog, let's just put it that way. Yes, he had that rare skin ailment, disease, whatever, and it caused festering, pussing filth to come off of his little body person. You know, it is what it is. But when Dale T showed up to get him, to take him to the vet for the last time, to like put him down, he was running around, having a good time, he was playing. His quality of life, now granted, he had bad teeth, and he was in pain, and like I said, his back was all fucked up, and he stunk, and it's just, you know, it was what it was. He was inconvenient. They basically put him down because he was inconvenient. But no, like if he had been moping around and like he couldn't get up and he was, you know, he was old and he was gonna, you know, he just, if his quality of life wasn't good, I'd been like, yes, take him now because he doesn't, I don't want him suffering. But he was running around chasing Lucy around like 2 minutes before Dale T showed up. Now, again, he's 15 years old. He was, yeah, we got him in 92. This was 2006, I think. Yeah, it was 2006. Because Dale T left for about a year. Yeah, because it was that first Christmas, so it was well after Christmas. So yeah, it was in 2006-ish. Maybe pushing 2007. So yeah, whatever the math is on all that. Again, if he had been honestly sick, like, I mean, he was sick, obviously, because of the back condition, but not sick, like sickly, like vomiting and couldn't. Well, he did have trouble pooping, but you know, give him 15 minutes and he'd grunt one out. You know, again, he was old, but it wasn't like, you know, I don't know. That bugs me. And then to see him all happy because, you know, he was king shit because Dale T's taking him out for a walk. Lucy's still inside because, I mean, literally, Ollie looks back. Like I was looking out the window because I was filming the whole thing, and Ollie looks back, and he looks back at me, and it's like, and he's just, you could see the pride and the prancing, and he was like all happy that, you know, he was being treated special because he was going on he was going with Dale T. Dale T's taking him for a walk. Lucy was inside, so it wasn't like, you know, she got something too. He was getting something special, and then Dale T leads him to the car. He gets inside the car. He's all happy because, you know, he knows that when we go to the vet that he'd go to McDonald's afterward and get a Happy Meal because that's what the old woman used to do. Every time we took one of the dogs to the vet, she'd stop and get a Happy Meal. Plus she'd want to go get food herself, obviously. So it was kind of an excuse, but you know, it is what it is. I don't know. It's just that bugs me. That just really irritates me. But anyways, I don't want to talk about that. Then I got to put in Gene's letter. Then we have Dale T's letter to Gene. And then Gene's last day is with us. That, I think, I actually kind of like that story. Because I got really... what's the word? I got really deep in that shit. Especially toward the end. Especially, actually, this would probably be a sub-chapter, but... there's Gene's last day with us, and then the sub-chapter, although I guess it could be its own chapter, whatever. An anal reflection in the shit to come. I got really deep into that shit where I got talking about my relationship with Gene, where it was like, she treated me more like an unpaid servant than, a nephew. And it was just one of those, I hated her being around because every time she came around, it was always, when you get a chance, go out to the, go do this and go do that. And it was always, I saw her coming, I would actually hide in the other room so she wouldn't find me. It was just one of those things where, and I kind of go into really detail about that shit. And because again, my purpose was, Jean was a bitch in the first book. She's gonna be a bitch in this book. She's gonna be a bitch in the third book, fourth book, eighth book, 100th book, whatever. She's still a bitch. She's gonna be a bitch for the rest of the universe. It's just how it was. But your feelings and ideas of a person change over time, and it is what it is. Because it basically came down to, she was my bitch aunt and I was her bastard nephew. Essentially what it came down to. And I even said it like that. So it was really an interesting little situation. Now, I understand that this has to be entertaining for the reader. Now, there's a balancing, because there's certain parts where I just don't give a fuck if it's entertaining to the reader. I want to document it. Now, I admit, like in book 2, there was this one section where I documented the whole downstairs, because I was trying to explain that, especially with like the AC, how the whole downstairs is like a big circle. So you open up the doors, the AC will kind of do the whole house, especially for an 80-year-old woman who likes it 152 degrees anyway. Whatever. So I kind of was like, okay, that's not entertaining. I wanted to document it, but it's just like, and I cut it. So obviously there's things you cut, and then there's things you don't cut. Some of this stuff, because like I don't really want to get like all that personal and shit, but it was just more, I don't know, I liked where it was going. I like how it went, because it was kind of, I don't want to say mean, but it was sort of, it was like heartfelt. It'd be like me in a heartfelt sort of way saying that you're a fucking asshole. That's kind of what it was. It was like, you're a piece of shit and go fuck yourself. But it is what it is, And then, let's see, later I will add Jean's letter. So it'll be Dale T's letter to Jean, and then Jean's letter to Dale T. I think I'm just going to keep the title real simple, like I said, and just switch out the two names. So it'll be Dale T's letter to Jean, and then Dale T's handwritten letter to Jean, and then Jean's handwritten letter to Dale T. So I think that's what I'll do. Just very simple. Keep those two back to back, and it'll bookend Jean's last days with us, and Anal Reflection and the shit to come. His will be the alpha and hers will be the omega, I guess you could say, the beginning and the end. But what's really, really great about what I did, and I'm very proud of myself, like legitimately, like I don't get a lot of chances to be like proud of myself or just proud in general. So this was like really interesting to me, because these stories, even though I may retell a few things here or there too much, I don't know. I haven't like actually read through the whole thing per se. I mean, I've read everything, but not like back to back. But from a Gold Digger's Guide all the way down to Jean's letter to us, the whole first section, everything kind of goes like boom, 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 like in fucking order, in a really nice way. And I don't know if it's coherent, but it's. I mean, I'll say it's coherent. It's at least coherent. I mean, I don't know if it's. I don't know. And I think there's some entertaining parts in there, obviously. So it all works. But I like, because basically I did the day my father's fornication destroyed us all. The day my father took off and abandoned me, leaving me for dead, with only a hope and a dream in my heart. He did it for the cupboards and the glory of Mordor's rich. Again, I fucking love that title. And Ollie the Wonder Dog, the loss of a good friend, and Dale T's handwritten letter to Jean, blah, blah, blah. I did all those today. I did a whole section today. Now granted, a couple of these are only like a page long. So, again, that is what it is, but whatever. So yeah, some of these could be subsections. I don't know. And there's a couple that can be tweaked, like The day my father took off and abandoned me, leaving me for dead with only a hope and a dream in my heart. That can be tweaked, you know. But again, I'm sorry. I'm going to say this like the 8th time, but I love that fucking title. I love that title. He did it for the cupboards and the glory of Mordor's riches. I fucking love that title. Especially the fact we're calling it The Hobbit. I'm sorry, that's hysterical to me. Now, let's see, back on to... I haven't really done much here in part 2. The Ascension of the Rank and more bullshit in the making. Which is, I don't know how I like that, because it ends with, well, it'll end with Gene's letter to Dale T, but we have an anal reflection and the shit to come, and then Dissension of the Ranks and more bullshit in the making. I guess that kind of works, actually. So we have the Uninvited, where now all of a sudden people are just everywhere. Which is actually, I believe, the Uninviteds. No, I gotta put in the other story, the Committee of 3. No, wait, 5. No, actually, I think it was Committee of 3, ... No, wait, 4, ... No, wait, 5. Or something like that. It was some weird little thing. Because that actually goes in after Gene left. Because what that story is about is... After she left, we literally all rushed upstairs to see the Calamity. And I don't know if I even talked about how she left the apartment. I may have to write that. And once I write that, it's gonna... I mean, dude, the whole fucking thing, I swear to Christ, from like the very first chapter, even though it's just a random story that has nothing to really do with anything, it's just, again, more of the same. So it's like you go from book 2 into book 3, boom, it's just a random old story, and then you get into the whole thing. But from A Gold Digger's Guide all the way down to almost the whole thing, it literally goes beat by beat. I love how that's working out. Because again, these were all individual little shit stories that were like, blah, this happened, blah, that happened, come on, bitch, Anyways. Anyways, I don't know where I was in the bed and I was doing a little jig, but whatever, anyways. But yeah, I like the fact that all this shit literally fucking folds in together in this one huge ass fucking story. Because, I mean, even book 1 really didn't do that. I mentioned this in the last clip. Book 1 didn't actually do that, with the exception of maybe the first 5 or 6 chapters. Where it's like, okay, you're a toddler, and then you're preschool, and then you're, middle school, then you're high school, then you're out of school. So there was kind of like that transition. But aside from that, like this whole thing, I mean, shit, up until probably, this is like a year's worth of shit that happened within like parts 1 and 2. I mean, that's just insane. Now, one thing I want to do, and I'll probably have to save it for book 4, is I want to do Turning 30 and then do Turning 40. Like, maybe I'll bookend it with like one of the first titles or first chapters is Turning 30, and then it's ended with Turning 40. So there's like a decade in between each one. Like the whole book is like a decade old worth of like shit. I think that'd be kind of interesting, but it's neither here nor there. And the weird thing is, there's 2 weird things that I'm finding. It's like, and I found this with the Sarah section too, because I'm a bitter fucking prick right now. I am literally dead in fuck side. So trying to keep all this cutesy, like, oh, she was so great and blah blah blah, or, Betsy was so nice when she first showed up, blah 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 blah, that kind of bullshit. It's hard to keep that, because it's like, I just want to say, fuck you bitch, I just want to get into that, And I don't know if I did a good job of that, because again, I'm 26, my mother just died, I'll be, basically they kicked me out when I was 27, I'm 42 right now, so holy Christ. I've been here 11 years, holy fucking shit. Yeah, they kicked me out in 2007, actually, I'd say this month, we're now into September, but shit, dude, it was 11 years ago like last week that I've been here, 11 fucking years. I've been laying in this bed, well, not this bed, but this area where the bed is. I've had multiple beds since then. I mean, seriously, I have done nothing. I've been living in squalor for the past 11 years. Just waiting to die, basically. Anyways, I don't get into that. I shall have to. I'll have to get into that later for the other book, but yeah, like I said, I'm really excited about how this is played out because, dude, I mean, there's some good stuff here. At first, I wasn't sure if there was good stuff here. Like, I was happy with book 2. Now, there's a few things here or there, like the cruelty beyond simple abuse, where it's talking about the cat. That story is kind of, I want that story, but I could definitely see if you came back and said it's not that entertaining. I could totally see that. I mean, it's entertaining to a point. I mean, they basically lied to the child. They lied to me. Basically, my cat died, and they lied to me. It's like somebody lying to you about Santa Claus for all those years, and you're like, I can't trust these people. Fuck them, you know. So I could see like certain, maybe a couple chapters here or there, and then there was that one chapter about. I think it was we not only put the fun back in funeral, but we also put the FU in as well. That chapter, I think, was a little slow. Not saying it was bad, it's slow. So it's probably one of the less interesting chapters to me personally, but whatever. But like this, to me, right now, I'm very happy with what's taking place. I mean, I'm very, very, very fucking happy. And there's all these little nuanced things that I've been sprinkling in, and not even purposely. I don't think I've been technically doing it purposely. Again, like the whole general going to battle, going to war thing, that was just sort of there. Just these little things. Again, like the Mordor, Glory and Riches of Mordor. I fucking love that title. He did it for the cupboards and the glory of Mordor's riches. Fuck it, dude, that is classic. That right there, in and of itself, that fucking title alone needs to be published. I mean, we should just publish that title. He did it for the cupboards and the glory of Mordor's riches. Dude, that is fucking classic. I am a genius. I am a literary fucking genius. I may not be able to spell proper or punctuate exact, but the concepts I come up with are fucking brilliant. And I can't help myself. I'm just that good, you know? I'm partly kidding, obviously, but... anyway, so what do we have? Let me go through this again. So, like I said, I haven't done much with... let's see, the rest of the stuff. So we got the Uninviteds, Why Can't We Be Friends? Which, yes, it was taken from the song. We got Uninvited... The Uninviteds 2, kind of like Metallica's Unforgiven 2, only with a point. Again, that title can be tweaked. Deathbed Confession. I love how there's a transition here, too. Because you gotta understand, Ollie's gone, Gene's gone, and now I'm literally the only one left. So, Deathbed Confessions, the week I had pneumonia and nobody cared. Which is followed up by the day I realized my father loves a homeless guy more than me. Wait, that's funny in and of itself. Now this one again could be tweaked, but I like the crazy long title. I mean, the day I went out and found a half-naked homeless man standing in my kitchen with his arm elbow deep in a jar of pickles talking about hay as if it's some sort of greeting. That's the title. And that's what I got for part 2 so far. Again, part 2 is them turning on me. And then part 3 is me being tossed into hell, basically. Yeah, because part 3, and I still haven't come up with a title for it. Part 3 starts off, what hobbits in Vegas stays in Vegas. What happens in, and that's where they get married. The idea that you got a fucking Vegas wedding, dude, that is so Camden. That is so fucking Camden. Like going JCPenney's for your jewelry. Oh my god, that is so fucking sad. It's like I can see them in a fucking Elvis outfit. I could totally see them dressed as Elvis with the fucking hair and the little white smock suit. Oh my god, fucking Elvis wedding. Anyways, that's followed up by Dale T's Little Fucking Inferno, which is basically, dude, I like this title or this story. Dale T's Little Dale T's Little Infuckferno. Yeah, Infuckferno is one word. Okay, first off, why is there a thing there? Anyways, what this is about, basically, I'm assuming you've read Dante's Inferno and his 9 stages of hell, I kind of go through them, gluttony, blah, blah, blah. I then make up my own for the situation, and I recap the entire story. That's why it's toward the end. I recap the whole thing. And it's just, I don't know if it's a good story, but I like it, and I think there's somewhere to go with it, so I don't know. And see, next I have Terms of Departure, which is basically Gene had a letter, Dale T had a letter, now I had a letter to them. And I still have to talk about all that. I haven't written that yet. Like, most of this stuff I had written like years ago. Like, I wrote it as it happened for like a chapter in the book. So me actually leaving, I don't think I wrote anything about that. So yeah, I essentially have parts 1 and 2, 99%, well, I wouldn't say 99%, I'd say at least 90% done. Like, 1 is almost done. Section 1 is almost done. Section 2 is a few things here or there, and then Section 3, basically everything from Section 3 on, including Book 4, is going to be difficult because I haven't written any of it. I've got a few stories for Book 4, but we're talking maybe 30 pages total, maybe, if that. So that's going to be a little bit troublesome, because that's going to be like, that's a whole other process when you have to write the whole thing. Like, this is just taking things that I've already written in the time and then compiling them and going over them again and adding little tweaks and little, like, instead of saying he walked down the walkway, he hobbled down the brickwork or something, just switching words and stuff like that kind of stuff. That's always fun, but I don't know. This part 3 is going to be a little bit tricky because, again, it starts off. I want to point out the whole thing with life and death with Clifford, take care of the boy, and then they literally throw me out of the house for the fucking cupboards, and they kill the dog. They fucking evicted my aunt, which she was a bitch, but whatever. They killed my dog. They basically disowned me. Wouldn't even talk to me. Wouldn't even call me down for dinner. Or call me out for dinner, rather. I swear to God, that's that time when Dale T ran up the fucking... I heard him, too. I knew dinner was almost up, and I heard Dale T run up the stairs. And he and the homeless guy come running down the stairs. I'm sitting in my room, the door's shut, I'm not really paying attention. I'm waiting for them to say, oh, dinner's here, dinner's ready. I'm like, okay, I'll come out. I didn't even pay attention. An hour later, I thought they were still cooking. Like, an hour later, I come out, everybody's gone. I look, I gotta go to the refrigerator and get cold leftovers. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? He literally went and told the fucking homeless guy that dinner was served and didn't even bother telling me. What a prick. Again, what was it? The day I realized my father loves the homeless guy more than me. Exactly. Dude, I'm sorry, there's some good stuff here. There's some legitimately good stuff here. I'm actually very happy about this. I wasn't happy yesterday, because yesterday, before I did this whole section, this whole thing that I did, it was just a bunch of random stories that really didn't fit. Now, I do need to do a little work on part 2, though, because there's some good stuff there, but not enough good stuff. So I don't know, whatever, I don't know. Anyways, I figured I was just going to throw that out to you. And I still need an epilogue. Yeah, what if I made the terms of departure my epilogue? That would be kind of funny, too. It's basically just a list of stuff that I want them to, that I need. Because they were going to basically throw me out with nothing. I was like, fuck you ain't throwing me out with nothing. I need at least some basic shit, Like a can opener, that would be nice, Microwave would be nice. I mean, if you're going to throw me out of the fucking house, out of my fucking family house, take all my shit, the bare minimum least you could do is help out a little bit, At least get me started. Enough to get me started, at least. Like, give me a break. Anyways. I'm still trying to think what I want to do, what I want to call part 3, because part 3 is basically me getting thrown out. Part 2 is me getting disowned, and part 3 is me getting evicted. Getting fucking thrown out. Oh, I still got to talk about, allegedly, now I'm telling you right now, I think that bitch had cameras in the house. I honestly do. I think she had cameras. Because it's a very, I have never, what's the word? I have never admitted to the accusation. But the accusation is very specific. And I don't know how it was that specific or why. But the idea that I peed in her shoe, I don't understand where that actually came from. Now, I can see she picked up her shoes and smelled piss. Okay, fine. I mean, if it happened, and that's how she picked it up, I'm like, what the hell? Why would she automatically assume that I did it, and not the dog, or a neighbor dog? Because we had a female dog, so male dogs would, come up around the area, it's just what they do. And she had left her shoes outside, so why would I get out of my deathbed, go out to the front yard, pull down my pants and expose myself to nature, and piss in her shoe? Because apparently that was the final straw, that I pissed in her shoe. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? That was the final straw. Apparently, that was the final straw. Now, I'm not saying I did it, or didn't have some. I'm not saying I didn't do it, or somehow necessarily be a part of it happening, but it is what it is. I just find it odd that she automatically jumped. It said, "You pissed in my shoe." So I really start to think she had cameras and shit laying around the house. Because again, if you left your shoes outside and you just happen to randomly come home that day and be like, and you pick them up, somebody peed on them. Why would you just automatically assume that it was your stepson who did it? And not, again, like the dog, because we're outside the front door. That a random dog could have peed on him, or a squirrel could have peed on him, a chipmunk could have peed on him, Lucy could have peed on him, Dale T could have peed on him. Oof. I mean, I don't. That of itself is going to be glorious. I swear to God. Oh, I think I might have to start that story right now. Oh my God. I mean, again, the idea that she's accusing me of peeing on her shoe. Did I piss on the Hobbit's shoes? Did I piss on the Hobbit's shoes? They allegedly pissed on the Hobbit shoes. So I ain't admitted to nothing, okay? I ain't admitted to jack shit. Yeah, that's gonna be a fucking hoot. Obviously, that'll go before terms of departure. Yeah, dude, that's gonna be fucking classic. Actually, you know what? I don't know. It depends on how much I have for part 3. Because I'm debating where I want to end book 3. Do I want to end it with, okay, they're evicting me, now what? And just end like that? Or if I want to do the whole thing about... Because I was thinking about starting book 4 with the whole situation with Graham on the phone and... Peter? That bitch, Peter? That bitch, that bitch, that bitch. I was definitely thinking about starting with that. And going into the whole, Cousin Renee taking me up here, bringing me up here basically, but I'm not sure if that's going to go in part 3 or if it's going to go in book 4. I don't know where I'm going to end it just yet. Because it could be kind of interesting just to end it with, okay, they're evicting me. Now what? And literally have it say, now what? The end. That could be kind of interesting. Assuming book 4 does ever get finalized. Because you really can't leave it like that. You have to do it like that with the intent to actually make book 4. But I don't know. It depends on how much it is. Now, just out of curiosity, let's just do a quick little recap here. I'm gonna call up the book. Now everything's in here so far that I have. Oh my god! Oh, dude, I haven't even broke over 50 fucking pages. Dude, this entire book is like, I'd say 65% done. I haven't even broke over 50 pages yet. Oh my god, I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like I should like at 100 pages by now. But I do have almost 26,000 words. 26,000 words. That's not too bad. But only 40 pages. I may have to expand that last part. Yeah, I may have to do all that stuff. Because, I don't know, man. I don't like the idea of going from 320 pages down to about 200 pages. Now I'll be lucky if I make 150. I mean, shit, I still need 110 more pages, and that's just to get to 150. I don't like this trend of downward bullshit. Because 3 and 4 are kind of like the same book, so to speak. It's kind of like part A, part B. It's kind of like Harry Potter, the last, episode. It's kind of like that. So, I could maybe see doing 150 pages and then doing another 150 pages, and then when you put them together, it's like 300 pages. But I don't know, it looks weak to me. That, to me, feels weak. I don't like the way that feels. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, if you put the two books together, so you'd have probably about over 300, 200, 300. I could probably deal with that collective, but then when you break it down to 150, I don't know. I think I'm shooting between like 150 and 180, but again, this one right here, unless I go ham on this shit. Now, I still got a bunch of stuff to add. I've still got a bunch of story to tell. Make sure I spell that right. Hold on. Just happen to see a typo here. Okay. No, god damn it. There we go. One other thing that I'm not too sure about, because I don't know what to call her, Betsy. I don't know what to call. I think we're gonna call her Bessie, Bessy. But I kind of call her Bessie. I kind of call her stepmother. I call her the Hobbit. And I don't really know. I'm definitely leaning toward the Hobbit. I want to keep that shit going, but I don't know. I don't know what we're going to call her necessarily. Because it's like, okay, there's Dale T, the old woman, and Graham. Okay, it's like those are established characters, so I guess we'd have to call her probably just the Hobbit, I guess. But I guess it doesn't really matter. I mean, like sometimes I refer to my mother as my mother, like, hey, it's the old woman, and then my mother, blah blah blah. You know, I guess you could have multiple names for people, but I don't know. It's something to think about. Anyways, I don't know. I'm fucking tired. I can tell you that much. Let's see. What are we going here? Let's see. Where did I put? Let's see. So what other stories do we have? We've got Easter dinner. Dale T. Okay, that probably is going to go into part 3 because either that is book 4. I'm not sure. Easter Dale. Let's see. What's the title? Easter, my father lost his place at the dinner table. Wait, excuse me. Totally read that wrong. The Easter, my father lost his basket and his place at the dinner table, not to mention his place in our hearts and our wills. And then it starts off with disownment is a funny thing. Now, I don't know if this is a book 4 thing or if it's a book 3 thing, but I'll have to go through it. Hopefully it's book 3 because I need more stuff. So we got that. Oh, I got going to the movies with The Hobbit, which I can put that probably. Shit, actually, technically, that probably should go in the early part. That might have to go in the early part of 2 or something. Yeah, because I need to play up that she was like being all buddy and like all happy, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, by the way, we're disowning you. So, part 2 needs to start off. Jean's gone, and now we're all a family, and blah, blah, blah. And then they slowly start to turn on me, which then goes into the day I had pneumonia, nobody seemed to care. And the day I found out Dale T loves a homeless guy more than me. Then we go into that stuff. So that's where going to the movies where The Hobbit is going to play out. Oh, then we got a little oink fucker of a man, Dale T. I'm not sure what that is. I'll have to read through that one. I got some random story here about the World Wide Web. Understanding the World Wide Web. I don't know what that is. I don't know if I can fit that in. Can't we all just get along? Oh, laying carpet with Dale T. Oh, that's another thing I gotta get into. Shit, I totally forgot about that. Okay, so I guess there's more stuff I can talk about because. Oh, fuck me with a shoe. I completely forgot to talk about all the construction, because when he left, he started tearing up the kitchen to make room for these. Oh, okay. Actually, you know what? That could come next. That'll come next. So he was making basically what was happening. He was making ready for the cupboard, so he basically tore up the entire kitchen and left me for dead. Not only did he leave me for dead, but he tore up the kitchen on his way out the door. Like, the whole house was in shambles. And I'm expected to live there, you know? It's like, are you fucking kidding me? So yeah, I gotta talk about that stuff. But once I get that stuff, holy shit, the whole thing is gonna paint this really interesting picture. Oh shit, then we got Uncle Dale, with the cousins, sent a letter to Dale T about how they're treating me. That could either be the very beginning of part 3 or the very end of part 2. I'm not sure. Oh, that's right. We got Happy Trails, Hans. I want to use that for Jean's departure. So there's that story too. Again, I'm just going over this for my own personal benefit, so. What is this? Nope, we don't want that. We got the Committee of 3. which again, them running upstairs and cleaning up Jean's apartment. That'll come right. Actually, that'll be the first part of part 2. Again, Jean is evicted in part 1. Part 2 is them. Again, I may have to break up part 2 into like 2 different sections. Not necessarily a part 1, part 2, part 2, part 2, whatever. I might do like 4 different sections instead of 3. I don't know how I'm going to work that out, because there's still the whole buddy thing, and then there's the whole they turned on me thing, and I might need to break that up. In fact, I think I'll have to, because again, there's a committee of 3. There's the uninvited, because then there's Christmas 06. Yeah, because Christmas 07 was up here. Yeah, my first Christmas here. Then I gotta talk about Christmas. Yeah, because Christmas 06 was interesting, because Dale T brought me up here to see Graham and Jane for a couple hours while he went off to visit his sister. So I got to talk about that too. That's another story I got to get into. Man, there's just so much little crazy bullshit that I haven't. Anyways, let's see. What is this? There's another random story that I could. I don't know. Maybe I could do something. Break it up a little bit with some random shit. I don't know. This like random stories of. That's book 4. I think that's all I've got so far. Anyways, so yeah, there's definitely a bunch of stuff I got to do, and basically, if I'm going to put it in perspective, I had, let's see, I had like 8 things I had to do. I think I did maybe 5 of those things, so I got like 3 more things to do, which is talk about, whatever, I don't know, whatever, yeah, I'm liking where this is headed. I'm liking this more where it's headed than where I was yesterday when I did the other clip. So, anyways, where is Jean's letter? I did Jean's letter. Where the hell was it? Where did it go? Didn't I? Hold on. Looking here. Where the hell did it go? I don't know where Jean's letter went to. I had like the first page. Let's see. There's a committee of 3. There's going to the movie with the Hobbit. Yeah, again, she was trying to buddy me up and shit, and being all cute. Because then it was like this whole rift between Jean and Graham and me, and it was like, dude, I gotta get into all that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to break that up. I'm gonna have to make 4 different sections. Which is okay, I guess. It's not a big deal. Anyways, I gotta actually start thinking about that. So, I think I'm just gonna end this clip early. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna end this clip early, because I'll probably do another one tomorrow, because again, I'm going through this and I'm throwing my thoughts out there, so whatever. Anyways, fuck you.